Welcome to BizTech's Technology Show. Today, our guest is John Lee, the Vice President APAC at Vonage. Vonage is a global cloud communications leader, helping businesses accelerate their business and digital transformation. Now, to tell us more, John, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Now, John, for a start, can you give us a helicopter view of what Vonage does?
Vonage is a communication platform that we provide communication API to our enterprise users. So our communication API, including the SMS, voice, messages, video, and all the communications API that connect our customers with their users.
Okay, so where across, and you have an Asia Pacific remit, what sectors are you particularly strong at, and what are some of the products and services that you offer across the region?
We have customers from various of verticals and industries. So when we just started in the year around 2011, between 2011 to 2014, we focus on the e-commerce platform and also on the social media. Most of our customers coming from there, and they are still with us until today. Later on, we have different customers from the ride sharing apps, like for example, Grab, Uber, Lyft from different country. And then later on, we have more new customers. Depends on what is the trend in that period. Let's say Salesforce is one of our customers as well, and then we have the airlines, we have the banks industry coming. Our user of the voice and messaging services.
Okay, I want to zoom in on something that's relatively new, but actually has been around for a long time: conversational commerce. Now, could you give us some insights into conversational commerce and how it impacts e-commerce today?
Okay, e-commerce is something like really it's a technology or something that actually came out like maybe 20 years ago. So when I was young, we buy something online. We have the Amazon.com, we have the eBay. Those are e-commerce. Those e-commerce, basically, when you want to buy something, you just go to visit the web page. You look at the product descriptions, you add to cart, you pay. That's it. Usually, you do not interact with the merchant or the vendor. Okay. When you need to interact with the vendor or the merchant, that means you have some problem with your products. But the conversational commerce is something different. Okay, you talk with the merchant and the vendor before you actually buy it. You can ask the product description. You can ask more about the product. You can even ask the merchant whether you can customize the product before the transaction complete. So basically, everything will be done on the social media with the merchant. Depends on which social media that you prefer. Maybe you prefer, like, let's say Facebook, Instagram, or the WhatsApp. And then you complete the transactions. You add to cart and you complete the transaction, including the selection of the delivery, and make the payment in the social media. So that is very different with the like so-called the traditional e-commerce platform.
And John, basically, how this is done is by a combination of things, isn't it? It could be either via messenger app, a voice assistant, an automated text message, or a chatbot.
Correct. Yes. Usually, you will start with the chatbot. Okay. Let's say today you're browsing your Facebook. Okay. You see a good product that posted by one of the merchant. You will start the conversation in the comment section in the Facebook with the merchant. And that usually you will be answered by the chatbot first. Okay, so the chatbot will answer the very general questions. Like, let's say you want to know the products quality, you want to know the deliveries method, you want to know the pricing, you want to know the color, whatever things. That will be handled by the chatbot. Until you need something really specific, you want somebody, live agent to help you, then our like conversational commerce platform will direct the user to the live agent, and we will handle that. The live agent will handle that from then.
Okay, so interesting. Essentially, what this happens is, in the past, that whole process or some of those processes would be done completely by end-to-end by a live agent. Now a lot of this is basically automated. Could you give us a sense then of some of the advantages, therefore, in terms of outcomes of conversational commerce?
The most obvious one is actually you save the time. Okay, you save the headcount of hiring people to handle all these conversation. Like we said just now, you can use the chatbot to handle most of the inquiries. And of course you have the customer satisfaction even before the customer receive the products. So the traditional way is the merchant trying to attract their potential customers to come to their website and come to their retail shop. But right now, because the potential customer, they are using the social media. Everybody is using the Facebook, Instagram, or the WhatsApp. So we actually bring the retail shop, the merchant, to the user, to the customers. Everybody can see and browse the products and the merchants from their phone, from the mobile phone. So that is completely changing the behavior of shopping and also the different customer experience.
Now, so what is really interesting for me is the following. As I was researching for this, I realized that because of conversational commerce, smaller companies are able to then offer a higher level of customer satisfaction without adding headcount, and therefore better customer engagement and loyalty as well.
That's right. Yes. Like I said just now, the whole process, I mean, the whole buying experience in this conversational commerce is really seamless. Okay, you start the conversation with the merchant, you understand everything before you make the decision whether you want to proceed to buy it or not. That is really different with you look at the picture on the e-commerce website, like I mentioned just now, like the traditional e-commerce website. And then by looking at the picture without talking with anyone, you have to buy it.
Now, John, then what are some of the emerging trends that you see in conversational commerce?
I think it will be growing very fast. Actually, this conversational commerce been growing really, really fast in last 2 to 3 years. But it will be even more popular in the coming years. First of all, the COVID actually helped the growth of this conversational commerce because everybody spent more time browsing their social media and like Facebook and Instagram. And then people getting used to buy online, getting used to talk with the merchant directly from their social media. And that trend is keep increasing, keep improving every day. And people nowadays, they even want to do like the live broadcast. So while the merchant, they are the one that actually presenting to the customer. Let's say the merchant nowadays, they can prefer to do a live introduction of their product on Facebook, live streaming. And the customer can actually keep on like typing, asking questions in the live streaming session, and then can compete and place the order immediately when the merchant presenting their products. That is really seamless. That is very different with looking at the picture, and it is almost similar like you visiting the shop, the retail shop, but more convenient way because you're sitting on the sofa at your home and looking at the phone and complete everything.
And also, John, the other element is while you're sitting in the comfort of your home, as you said, on the sofa, you actually have an interactive experience because you are asking questions and getting a response. So from a customer satisfaction and customer experience wise, yes, of course, the face-to-face is still the nicest experience. I mean, and that's a personal opinion, but this is a very, very good experience.
Of course, I'm not saying that the face-to-face is not as good as the conversation process. But sometimes, raining, traffic jam, whatever reason, you want to sit at home and you want to shopping at home. That is very convenient way. It's up to the user. Now they can choose whether they want to shopping on the phone or they want to go out to talk with people.
Now, I want to take the conversation a little bit broader in terms of to the enterprise. And I want to talk about your recently launched, Vonage recently launched Conversations for Salesforce. Could you give us an overview of that and how that benefits businesses?
So that is for for the Salesforce customers, of course. So nowadays, the customers from that using Salesforce as a CRM platform, they can use the Vonage communication API that to be integrated in the Salesforce to communicate with their customers directly. They can send SMS, they can send WhatsApp messages, or even MMS to their client. And that can be done either manually or one-way notifications or two-way. So one-way notification is like they can choose a day, they can launch a campaign, marketing campaign, send a reminder, send some promotional messages, send some reminder to the customer saying that, okay, let's say, for example, that is an insurance company. So they can send the reminder to the customer that, okay, your insurance is going to expire soon. You can renew your insurance by adding these packages. Which one are you interested? The customer, let's say this sent by via the WhatsApp. So the customer can actually reply, okay, I would like to renew, and I would like to see what are the packages that you have for me. And that can be interact via the WhatsApp, and everything will be kept and stored in the Salesforce. Everybody can come back to refer to that. And once that is done, that will create another log, that will create another flow that complete renewal for the customer automatically. And that do not need any insurance agent to actually call the customer. Everything can be done via the WhatsApp or the social media that the customer prefer.
And so this is really interesting because as you are explaining this, and you use an insurance company as a large example. But so in other words, if I'm a Salesforce customer and I'm using Conversations for Salesforce, I could be a one or two man company. But then really, if I'm using Salesforce and I'm using the API plugins that you provide, I can look like any big company, and I can provide that high level of customer care and service and automated sales just like a big company.
Yeah, you can say that. Yes. Nobody knows that you're a two-man company, of course, because all can be done seamlessly. Okay, you wouldn't feel like this is like small company, whatever. But I mean from the customer perspective, what they are looking for is like really the quality of service and the great customer experience. So for me, let's say for me, nowadays my insurance agent, they need to call me, okay. Hi, Mr. John Lee, your insurance is going to expire in this day, and we will suggest you renew that. I'm a busy person. Sometimes I need to travel. Sometimes I have the meetings. The agent might need to call me a few times in a week in order to get reached with me. But if that can be done in the WhatsApp, I can actually look at the message and then I reply later, and that still can be done. And without disturbing my daily workings activities, that can be done in my social media that I prefer.
And John, let me tell you a real story. Today, I just renewed my insurance literally by buying it online, receiving a WhatsApp, clicking on it, filling in the new details, submit, and then I got my e-cover.
That maybe is from us.
So literally conversational commerce is really on the uptrend.
Yes.
Now, John, it's been a fascinating conversation, and I've learned a lot. But before we leave, any final thoughts you'd like to leave the audience with?
Well, I think you asked a very good question just now about this. What is the trend of this conversational commerce? I think that will be become even bigger in future in next few years. And some audience might be asking, if I do not have the conversational commerce right now, what should I do? So my advice is please get it started as soon as possible, because this is a trend. This is going to be changing the world. This is the trend that you need to catch. So yeah, my advice to the audience: let's get started with this conversational commerce as soon as possible.
John, thank you very much for taking your time to be on the show.
Thank you.
I'm Brian Fernandez, and this has been BizTech's Technology Show. We've been speaking to John Lee, Vice President at Vonage. This interview will also be on our website, www.biztech.asia, as well as our syndication partners, TV stations, radio stations, and websites. Thanks a lot for tuning in.